505, good day to all. Welcome to the Q&A session. We call it a Q&A session, a workshop where we're going to present the BOOST program, which basically aims to harness innovation and technology to advance gender equality and the empowerment of women. The project itself has been run by the Istanbul Regional Hub. In UNDP, we have these regional hubs which oversee regions. The Istanbul Regions Hub oversees the region of Eastern Europe and I think Central Asia, if I'm not mistaken. We have exciting speakers. We have Raikat, who is the project manager on the program, Onur, Julia, Luisa, and Tiffany, who in the next 15 minutes will present the program through the various stages. And then we are going to open up the floor for all women entrepreneurs in the workshop that have any questions, and we hopefully will answer those questions. My name is Igor Izotov. I'm part of the Acceleration Lab. We tend to support this kind of initiatives because we believe in entrepreneurship. So again, good day to all. Raikat, that's my minute. You have the floor from now on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Igor, and really big thanks to you for organizing this. And it's so great to see so many people joining in. Also so great to have everyone in the same room, and because we did this session yesterday for Turkey, but we're having it as a webinar, and you don't really get the same feel as when you're actually in the same room as everyone. And some of you I might have met already in November when we presented this during the Global Entrepreneurship Week of North Macedonia. And we did it together with in a panel together with Accelerate 2030 and Impact Aim of Armenia. So I think Julia, who is monitoring the chat box, you can put in the recording from that session. So that was from November. If you want to see a bit more of other type of accelerators that UNDP is leading. As Igor said, my name is Ricardo. I sit here in the Istanbul Regional Hub. We're covering from here 18 countries and territories in the Western Balkans, Eastern Europe, and Central Asia. And we've been running an acceleration program that we call BOOST since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'll give you, for this session, I'll give you a quick overview of what BOOST is as a platform. And then we'll talk, and I will a bit about the call that we just launched a few weeks ago that we call BOOST Women Innovators. And then we'll let you have some time for questions. And then we have one alumni testimonial that we wanted to show from one of the alumni from last year. And then some more questions. And if you have questions that we don't have time to answer today, then please shoot us an email at boost@undp.org. And of course, we'll try to respond as quickly as possible. And on the website boostimpact.org, you'll find, of course, more information about the program and about the current call. So just quickly about the BOOST program, the BOOST Acceleration Program. It is a program, a 16-week acceleration program that we run fully online. You see here, I hope you can see my screen, by the way. Can someone nod?
Yes.
Yes, you see it? Perfect. We do it with a range of innovative partners. We have the Ministry of Finance of the Slovak Republic, who's been funding this program since the beginning. Koç Holding, a leading investment company here in Turkey. K-Works, which is Koç University under Koç Holding, their entrepreneurship and research center. STEM for all, for this particular call. Tiffany will be speaking about STEM for a little bit. Startup Grind, the world's biggest network of startups and a leading provider of educational and training and mentorship for startups. They're one of our key partners in this. And then Impact Aim, as I mentioned, from Armenia. And if you want to learn more about them, you can see that event from the Global Entrepreneurship Week last year. So as I said, we launched this in the beginning of the pandemic as part of UNDP's socioeconomic response to the pandemic. We developed kind of a methodology or model for impact acceleration. And Boost is for us a platform to run innovation challenges. We do launch together with our partners call for innovations. We receive hopefully a lot of applicants. We assess the potential impact and the feasibility of these innovations. We take them through a program, and in the end of the program, you pitch your reimagined innovations in front of an international jury. And then we have a set of grants, monetary grants, for some of the participants to further scale the innovations after the program. We see it also as a learning mechanism around development challenges. The challenges that we are addressing, for instance, gender equality or gender inequality, is quite complex. And through these the cohorts, the Boost cohorts that we put together of innovators from across the region, we try to better understand the systems and the underlying challenges for these development challenges in the specific context. So sustainable development, UNDP has as a mandate to help countries and territories and societies all across the world to help accelerate the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. We believe in innovation and innovation as an enabler for this acceleration. Systems thinking we're using in Boost. We use a lot of tools from systems thinking, and we see really what we try to do when we work with the startups, the SMEs, the social enterprises, and NGOs that we accept these programs. We see them all as actors in a system, and what we try to do together with you is to kind of unpack and understand the interconnections between different innovation, between different actors in these systems. Partnerships, we couldn't do this alone. We are using all the long-standing partnerships that UNDP has. We're an organization working in 170 countries and territories. We're 20,000 staff, and we have a lot of exciting partnerships that we bring in to this program. Technology and digitalization, that's an important part of Boost. Last year, I think almost all of the participants had some sort of digital transformation as part of their innovation journey. Some of the thematic areas, this is derived from UNDP's strategic plan. We have 6 what we call signature solutions: poverty and inequality, governance, resilience, environment, energy, and gender equalities. All the calls that we have under the Boost program has some kind of link to these or are derived from these areas. So the call that we just launched, and we are accepting applications until the 1st of March, is a call for gender equality innovations. It is a regional call, so it's open for applicants from 18 countries and territories in the region that we cover. North Macedonia, of course, one of them. So far, we haven't received any applications from North Macedonia, but there's a few more days before we close the call. We do it, last day is on Tuesday next week. So please submit your application if you think you're eligible. But what we're looking for here, I would like to invite the platform coordinator of STEM for All, Tiffany Sprague. We're doing this together with the STEM for All network, and we're super happy to have you as a partner. So Tiffany, over to you to give us a little bit the context in which we're doing this.
Great, thanks, Ricard. I apologize, I think my internet's a bit unstable, so please let me know if for whatever reason I cut out. Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany. I'm the coordinator of UNDP's STEM for All platform, which is out of the UNDP Istanbul Regional Hub. And our main aim is to raise awareness of the gender gap in STEM education, careers, and entrepreneurship, to spotlight women in STEM who are achieving great things, and to co-create solutions to tap into this pool of talent that we're missing out on. So it gives me great pleasure to collaborate with the Boost team on this challenge that is dedicated to women-led or women-owned startups, small to medium-sized enterprises, nonprofits, and academic institutions in Europe and Central Asia, with innovative and or tech-driven ideas in 4 key areas. We have women in data, women in digital access and use, women in the digital economy and STEM, and women in tech innovation. So just to give you a bit of context why it's important to really focus on women, is that it brings focus on systemic gender barriers and harmful social norms that really prevent women and girls from taking advantage of the opportunities offered by the digital transformation here in the region, as well as the importance of having gender sensitive innovation. So women in data, we've already seen how there's a gender gap in data. We're not disaggregating the data along gender lines. And it's really impacted policies and product design with negative unintended consequences. For example, during the pandemic, it was brought to our attention that the masks or personal protective equipment is mass produced for one size fits all, and it's based really on the average size of the man. And they're actually too big for some women healthcare workers, putting them more at risk. And it's been known that women are missing from clinical trials based on the makeup of their bodies. It's a bit more complicated, but it really skews data for medical treatments. So as institutions are increasingly making decisions based on data generated by artificial intelligence or machine learning, there's really a risk of setting back gender equality. We saw this in the case of Amazon's hiring platform that was biased against women. So they learned about it and they pulled it out immediately. We had Apple's credit card algorithm that gave women lower credit card scores. So why is this? I mean, we're looking at the data, and really 26% of AI and data professionals globally are women. So who makes decisions informing AI systems and who's on the team developing AI systems really shapes the development, and is therefore important to have a diverse set of people on these teams. With respect to women and digital access and use, in Europe and Central Asia, women are 4 times less likely than men to have advanced ICT skills. And actually more than 60 million women in Europe and Central Asia have no access to mobile internet, and they're more likely than men to miss out on learning and work opportunities. When we look at women's participation in the digital economy and in STEM, they're greatly underrepresented as ICT students and professionals. In North Macedonia, the share of women graduates in ICT is 35%, and actually 35% of the ICT workforce. And then lastly, with women in tech innovation, this industry really suffers from a significant underrepresentation of women. Women entrepreneurs lack access to affordable finance. In fact, only 2% of investment capital goes to women-led tech companies and startups. So this Boost program, their goals really resonate with what we have heard and what we've studied from the STEM for All's recently launched network of mostly external members. You can go to the link and learn more about that if you're interested in joining. But access to skills, mentorship, networks, and funding are really key. And it's opportune time for startups to explore new markets. There are a lot of massive growth in markets that address specific needs for women, like femtech, health tech, ed tech sector is really booming. So accelerators dedicated to women innovators like Boost can really help unlock many opportunities and innovate for gender equality in the region and amplify women's voices, economic participation, and civic engagement through the use of technologies. Thanks very much, and back to you.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany. And I just saw that for those in the Zoom call, the link to STEM for All network is in the chat box. And for you, I think we're live streaming as well on Facebook, and perhaps someone can put the links there as well for those that are. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Igor. So Tiffany mentioned it already a little bit what we're looking for, and what you have to be able to apply to this program is a woman-led organization. In terms of the type of organization, we are looking for startups, for SMEs, social enterprises, nonprofits, and academic institutions. So it's quite a diverse type of organization or group or cohort of organizations that we are accepting this program. Last year we had quite an interesting mix from all these type of organizations, and from I think we had 10 countries in the end from our region. And so the location, you see them, all these countries in front of you. North Macedonia is of course one of them, and last year we actually didn't have either any from North Macedonia, so even more important for us to get some of your innovations and some of your organizations part of this. The innovation areas, Tiffany already mentioned them, and in terms of what stage your startup or your organization or your innovation has to be in, we haven't set any limitations. So it can be all from an idea to a minimum viable product to a stage where you actually, if you're a startup, for instance, or an SME, you're actually bringing in some revenue from it. And what we're looking for when we do the assessment and the selection of the participants is viability of the innovation, the idea that you're presenting, scalability within North Macedonia, but also across the region or even beyond, the degree of innovation novelty, the potential for impact, and management. And when we say management, what we want to ensure is that you have a team in place that can, with clear roles and responsibilities and the capacity to actually implement the innovation. We'll be working with you throughout the program to develop it, to refine it, to reimagine it, and then those organizations that are granted or awarded grants at the end, we're following you or we're working closely with you while you're implementing this well, to ensure that that you can scale it. That's the whole idea. So the program itself, as I said, it's a 16-week program. It's fully online. It's quite intense, 2 to 3 sessions every week. And you will be matched or paired up with a mentor that will be following you through and advising you and guiding you in your startup journey or your innovation journey or digital transformation journey, whatever you need for this innovation, these areas to scale. UNDP, from UNDP side, we'll take you through a sense-making workshop to really unpack the systems that you're working in, the different actors, the different resources actors are bringing to the table, and for you to kind of better understand for yourself the context in which you work and the role and identity and intent of your organization. Impact measurement and management. As I said, sustainable development is of course one of our goals and our part of our mandate, and we're helping organizations and businesses to align their business models and their organizational focus to the sustainable development goals. There's a leadership and business development track. It's conducted by Startup Grind. I'll give you a little bit more detail into what that entails. We have a module on behavioral insights, digital transformation. UNDP has a crowdfunding academy, which you will be part of to help you design and run successful crowdfunding campaigns. We had some really good experiences from last year with an organization from here in Turkey, a CSO that managed to launch a campaign and raise some $100,000 last year. And mentorship, I talked about peer-to-peer support. That's something that we're trying to promote as much as we can within the cohorts. And we've seen some great examples of organizations last year that really found use of helping each other and sharing experiences and connecting others within the cohort with their partners in the networks. Boost talks, that's a few calls that we have for the public, where we bring in industry experts. We had some speakers last year from Google, from different innovation ecosystems, and then some international conferences. You'll be granted access to Startup Grind's international conferences. So this is just some of the things that is part of the program, and this leadership and business development module that Startup Grind will taking you through is focusing on design thinking, helping you to understand your value proposition, discover your client discovery, building an MVP, storytelling, pitching, design strategies. You see all those workshops on the screen. And if you want to learn more about Startup Grind, we have a session recorded from the 15th of January. I think Julia has put it in the chat box as well, and it's online on our Facebook page. So you can get a bit more information about Startup Grind, and perhaps someone can put the link as well to the website in the chat box. So the mentorship is a big thing, of course. Everything fully online. In terms of financing opportunities, apart from the crowdfunding academy, we're also offering a few awards, a few grants at the end of the program when you pitch. This is for companies or for startups. This is equity-free capital. For organizations, these are grants of up to $10,000 US. And as I said, we are an organization that's working in 170 countries and territories, and we're trying to really tap into this global presence and connect you if there are certain interest of moving to or expanding to other countries. We always have our own network and also partners on the ground that we can help you connect with. In terms of the timeline, we've opened the call in the beginning of February. We're closing it on Tuesday. We will be announcing the participants at the end of March, and we'll run the program from April through July. And the 22nd of July, that's when we planned our graduation day or demo day. I think we'll stop there for now and invite some questions. I see that Sophia has her hand up. So you want to come in, Sophia?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I think I missed, I had a phone call on the part where you was talking about the program and what's offered. So I have two questions. One question is I'm already co-founder of a civil society organization in North Macedonia, and we are working on issues like environment, public sector innovation and governance, and education, and that includes technology between all the three areas. One thing is can I apply with the organization, and should we have a specific project on which we want to start working on, or we can apply as a civil society organization to kind of see where we have opportunities to kind of tap into in more. And the second question is, I'm opening a company in Denmark focused on IT services for small and medium enterprises. that want to explore technology more, artificial intelligence, data science, and so on. But the location will be in Denmark. Is that also something which I can apply for, or the location needs to be in these countries? So these are the two questions.
Really good questions. And for the first one, in terms of what kind of organization, and if you as a CSO can apply, absolutely. As long as your innovation is addressing any of the 4 innovation areas that we presented. If you missed it, perhaps in the chat box, you will have a link to the call or our website with the call, and there you have, there's 4 areas. I can bring them up on screen in a second. So women in data, women in the digital economy and STEM, women and driving in digital tech innovation, and the last one, which one am I missing, Tiffany, as I don't have it in front of me?
Sorry, you have digital access. You said that one? Sorry.
Here we go. Let's 1 second. There we go. Women in data, women in digital access and use, women in digital economy and STEM, and women in tech innovation. So it didn't sound like that's something that you're working on at the moment, but maybe Boost can be an opportunity for your organization to see if you can be can innovate in any of these areas. For the other question, or for the other the company that you have, it sounded much more on point than what we're actually looking for. But for the location, so the innovation has to be supporting people in these 18 countries. So if it's registered in Denmark and only reaching or only supporting gender inequality or gender equality in Denmark, then it wouldn't be eligible to.
No, I mean, it's an office in Denmark, but of course we are open to work everywhere where we see opportunities. Like, it's still like technology. We haven't really done much difference like women specific, because like some of the issues here are very like interrelated, and depending, like we always try to include like women and men as well. But I guess this first call is only focusing on these areas, like women, more like a gender balance. But there will be a new calls, because I'm very much interested in governance and data, like public sector, because I have like 7 years of experience working with municipalities. So in this regard, there will be another call opening later, right?
Yes, absolutely. So Boost is a platform where we run different innovation challenges, and depending on our own mandate and the interest of our partners, we design and launch new programs on the platform and new calls. I was, perhaps before you came in, I was showing the different thematic areas where we under which we design calls. And I think some of them you already touched upon. So yeah, we don't have, or we can't at least announce yet our next call and the next program, but we're hopefully have another one later on this year. And last year we had, or 2 years ago, we had three calls for innovation. So please keep an eye open. If this call is not the perfect fit for you, there will be more coming up. Absolutely. I
mean, there is issue with the women entrepreneurs in these countries as well, that are doing small and medium enterprises, and that they are lacking kind of digital skills and so on. But yeah, I'll have a look on the call, like more in specifics, to see if this is something that will be relevant, because currently I'm in a process of establishing the company. So it's not established yet. I'm still waiting in the process. So yeah, I will have a look, but thank you for the explanation.
Absolutely. I see our accelerated lead, Louise. Do you want to come in?
Yeah, just to clarify, perhaps that obviously, since we're looking at organization across all stages of innovation, I mean, also from ideation stage, it's not required that the organization is established when they apply. This could happen at a later stage. So even if your organization is not established in Denmark, but you intend to work and you have an idea to develop a product and roll it out in the region, you would be qualified to apply. And also on the first question, even if you don't have a specific idea that if you don't have a solution or a product right now that responds to any of these areas, if you have an idea, a viable idea, you can of course submit an application, and that applies to all types of organizations. So it's not that we expect you to have a clear product to just scale. It could also be an idea, as long as it kind of complies with any of these areas.
If you, as just to add, if you then win, if you're one of the selected graduates that will be awarded a monetary grant, then we will have to, UNDP will have to sign a contract with a registered entity. So in that case, it has to be registered, but that will be for this call. It won't be until after our graduation, which is on the 22nd, planned at least for 22nd of July. So I would say August.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's gonna be cleared in like a month or something. It's great. I mean, I'll think about it, because also for me it's gonna be very helpful to kind of get certain support onto exploring the markets, because we've been working in North Macedonia and Kosovo, and Serbia, not that much, but I would like to see like the other countries that were mentioned at the beginning. So would be good, but let me check the application, because it's the first time hearing about this. So we'll get back with question if I have some. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to your application either in this call or in the next ones. Are there any other questions? Anything in the chat box? I see Elena. Elena, you want to come in? Elena, let's see.
Elena, unmute yourself. Podmutire se na.
Do you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm Elena. I would like to ask a question. Maybe it has been cleared, but I want to be additionally cleared in order to know if I'm eligible to apply. You said that women-led organizations can only apply. Does this mean that specifically the women, meaning me, I need to be the one of the co-founders, or I can be the product manager of the main product of the company? Because in some way I lead it at the moment, but I'm not in the central register co-founder. So am I eligible, or I should wait for some next calls where like product managers, main products of company led by women can apply for participation?
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's a good question. Honor, I saw you unmuted. You wanna come in?
Yeah, maybe I can respond to Elena's question. Elena, thank you for this question. Actually, it's a really good question, because we come across with this kind of curiosity around the how the woman-led organization can be described within this kind of a call. So the thing is, we are expecting you to actually have some ownership within the project, within the product. So at this point, the organization can be founded by a man, or the project team could be led by by a man. But the thing is, you have been a product manager about an ongoing project in your organization. So at this point, you can be counted as eligible to apply in the project, because we are looking for some team leaders as well, who are owning their own projects and leading the project over there, and attending to this kind of an accelerator to elevate their project and their understanding within the organization.
Do I need some document confirmation from the co-founders that I'm leading this main product of the company, or I just
At this point in the application form, you don't need anything, to prove there, but, we will be going over the applications and we will see the necessary documents from your end. So I would say that, how you reflect this issue on the application form is important, and it's about, selection. It will be also in the selection process, decided in the selection process, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so in any case, I can send application, and in the process you will see if I'm eligible. If not,
definitely you're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I see Eva's hand is raising, and also
Yeah,
we have one
hi.
other question in the chat that we can go back afterwards. Yeah, over to you, Eva.
Okay, thank you. I'm Eva. I'm a head of the Alliance of Gender Equality, which is subsidiary of the Macedonian E-Commerce Association, which is newly established NGO. I wanted to ask you about the application. Can we actually apply with more than one idea? Can we actually submit more than one application as one organization? Is it limited to one, or I don't know?
Eva, maybe you should give a context of your organization, because it's pretty huge in the country and it's specific for what the call is.
Yeah, okay, but I can tell you more about the, let's say, the e-commerce, the Macedonian E-Commerce Association first, and then I can explain more maybe about the Alliance of Gender Equality that we established as a new subsidiary. So the Macedonian E-Commerce Association, it's actually the first and only non-profit association aiming towards inclusive e-commerce. And under the statute of the association and the main goals, we have also a part for non-discrimination on the workplace and equality on the workplace, more related to equal opportunities, equal salary, and equal salary and equal opportunity. So the Alliance of Gender Equality is actually addressing these issues, and we have a couple of ideas that we want to push this forthcoming period. So I was just wondering whether we can apply with more than one application for these ideas.
That's not a great question, and I think, I mean, in the end, we're only going to accept one team per organization,
Okay.
but I don't think we have a limitation to the. I mean, if it's a big organization, you're working on different innovations that are all addressing these issues, then why not apply with different innovations? But in the end, we'll only be accepting one team per organization, but. I think we'll take a decision here and now that we actually can accept more innovations from than just one from an organization.
Okay, thank you. And also have a question regarding the application form. As I can see in the Let's Get Started part, where we need to insert our name, first name, last name. It says the question: does your startup have one or more of the following relationships? So it's only actually for startup. And on the beginning, and also in your presentation, you said that also NGOs and other organizations can apply. So I assume that this is not limit. Actually, it's not. The question is not only limited to startups or none of the above, and that's it.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. This is actually because of the platform we're using for the application. You can just that one. This is a really good question because it might be confusing. We're looking for startups, SMEs, social enterprises, nonprofits, NGOs, CSOs, academic institutions. That specific question just jumped that one, and then the actual application form will come up. But that's just the first questions is just to create your it's called company on the platform, but it's we're actually not looking at that one, but the actual application which comes afterwards. But it's a good, thanks for
okay, thank you very much for the explanation. And one more, let's say, technical question from my side. I went just like at a glance on the application. Is the space for the answers limited in words of characters, or we have unlimited space for description of the ideas?
I would say try to keep it concise,
short and simple.
but, short and simple,
Okay.
but clearly describing what innovation is about.
Okay.
I think that
Okay.
that question, it's open-ended. I think there's actually no limitation, but I'd say keep it short and concise. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more
I think
questions?
there's
You said there was one in the
explanation.
chat, Honor.
Yeah,
We
in the
have-
chat.
Yeah, we have
Maria,
one question
maybe?
in the chat box from Maria Burgieva. If
Maria,
the-
maybe you can unmute yourself and present yourself and what you're doing, and are you eligible with what innovation you're doing at the moment?
Hi, sorry, I am not in the right workspace to put my camera on and talk, but shortly, yes, we are a women-led social startup that converts biowaste into different products. We're doing this, we have a technological innovation in the process of how we do it, how we process the biowaste and turn it into a product. But what we would want to do is make digital sort of innovation to make it more simple for people to engage into the collection and become more aware of the waste creation and the CO2 footstep we leave. And what we want to do in a digital point of view is create this application that will be a sort of community building as well as have a positive ecological impact, because it will reduce the cost of transportation of biowaste, as well as it will help us manage and more logistically have insight into the biowaste creation and its transportation. So of course, because we are a women-led business, the application will be worked on by women. Two of the girls working at our business are women girls who are students at the Finki, which is the technological and university here in Skopje. And so this is, my question was, because we don't have a specific point that this is for women in data specifically, or this is in women in STEM, apart from the girls working on developing the application, are we eligible? And if we're not, what can we do to become more eligible to the criteria?
I think it sounds like a great innovation. It sounds like a great project you're working on. For this specific call, unless you somehow come up with an idea on how this can support those four areas, it sounds like you would probably be more eligible for any of the coming calls. We can't announce it yet when they will be launched, but it sounds like this, unless you have some kind of some idea around it, how it can strengthen these four areas on gender equality, then it sounds like not what we're looking for this call. And
Great,
yeah.
thank you. We're gonna look forward to the other calls, definitely.
I was gonna say, please do that, and please, I mean, now with Igor's help, we'll of course nudge you when we open new calls, and on the Boost website, you'll also have a subscribe to newsletter, and you can send us an email and just say that please let us know when next call is out. So we'll make sure to communicate that next time. Erdogan.
So hello everyone. My name is Erdogan. I'm from North Macedonia. I'm living in a small community, small city. It's a Debar. We are in the west part of North Macedonia. I'm running a local NGO. It's called Synopsis World. Our goal is to help a young entrepreneur, especially woman entrepreneur, with the mentorship programs. And I think this program, it will be quite good and will help us with our programs to extend more our activities. And I think this program, it will help us a lot. My question is, because we are in the border with Albania, we are very close with Albania. Can we have a partnership with part from NGOs in Albania who are working in women non-profit organization? Because we as organization have very good collaboration with our municipality. Also, we have a very good partnership with the municipality in Albania. So how we can connect this, let's say, this partnership, even if this is a small, let's say small grant, but it's a very good impact to connect like cross-border collaborations. That's a good thing, you know, just connecting the network. Even we are, let's say, very small cities, but we are very close geographically, let's say.
Yeah, no, those partnerships would absolutely be great for this. The organization that applies to the program has to be women-led.
Yes.
But if you have if that's the case, then please join up with another organization and apply for this program for sure. And it is one of, as you saw, with all these 18 countries and territories, it is one of our you know, kind of the benefits of this program, that it is regional.
Yes.
And we do have country offices, UNDP country offices in all these countries, and some really good partners and networks to help you also connect with additional partners as part of the program.
Yes, we also, yes, thank you. We already have a partnership with the NGO, women, let's say, who are working only with women entrepreneurs, and I think this will be like a very good a part where we can start it. And because we had like this partnership with this organization which help especially women in rural area, which is a very good point, you know, to start also this project in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more questions? We're already not at the hour yet, but I see, Honor, have you've responded to some in the chat box, I believe. Are there any more questions? Can show you very quickly if you want, just not even a minute, a little bit of what we did last year. We've launched an impact report just a few weeks ago, where you can you have the link as well in the chat box. You will see there that we in 2021 or 2020-2021 launched 3 challenges: one on digitalization, one on well-being, and one on low-touch economies. We had more than 100 applications coming in, and we selected in the end 37 innovations or innovators from across the region, from 10 countries in Europe and Central Asia, and we had more than 100 hours of training sessions throughout that program, and in the end granted $325,000 US in grants. And you will see there also how the organizations, the participants, scored themselves or did a self-assessment on how the program helped them improve their different skill sets, on networking, on pitching, on team management, technical skills, business development skills. So take a look at that report. And we had one message from one of the organizations. It's a startup from Montenegro that was part of the program last year. It's called the company is called Digital Bee, and the product that they've developed, it was called Flourish. It's an app for social and emotional intelligence. And so we had a 1 minute, let's see if it works and if you can hear anything, message from Jasna, which is the CEO and founder of Digital Bee.
Hello, my name is Jasna Pejovic. I'm co-founder of Startup Flourish. Flourish is emotional intelligence growth assistant that helps individuals and companies grow by developing their emotional intelligence on affordable, smart and fast way. A year ago, I was preparing to pitch on UNDP Boost competition, and these days I'm pitching here in United States in front of investors. We had incredible journey with UNDP Boost, where we met a lot of mentors, we had excellent workshops, and it helped us to grow in many ways. I have only one question for UNDP. Can we apply again?
And to that question, if they can apply again, no. We'll let you, North Macedonian innovators, come in this time. They've been part of this already, and they've had an amazing journey over the last year. Please check that company out. That call wasn't even for focusing on gender equality and women-led organizations, but we had, I think, out of the awarded organizations, most of them were women-led. If there's no more questions, then please, or if you have any questions after this, then please shoot us an email at boost@undp.org and follow us on social media for any more announcements. And thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Igor and the team at the UNDP North Macedonia so much for organizing. Have a nice Wednesday afternoon and evening, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great evening.
Bye bye.